Thailand 10 years ago, we have about 1,000 wild tiger in the jungles. But as of today, we have less than 50 really experienced law enforcement around the globe, including like we're talking about like the FBI. Thailand is a lead shepherd in the ASEAN member state to fighting against the wildlife crimes. Now the policymaker they agree to working with us.
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Thailand Today. I'm กุสมาโยธาสมุทร 2016 is a maiden year for the ASEAN Economic Community. Much was said as publicized about an enlarged scope of cooperation in a wide range of areas, chiefly trade and investment, and unprecedented labor movement. These are by a larger human-centric and aim at improving the economic well-being of the citizens of ASEAN. The grouping, however, has another group of underprivileged citizens that deserve greater care and protection. Wildlife protection is a key area which has seen cooperation and concentrated law enforcement against wildlife crime among ASEAN officials, intensified in recent years. Thailand Today is very glad and very keen to have with us today Mr.Vatanarak Suranartyuth. He is the director of the ASEAN Wildlife Enforcement Network Law Enforcement Extension Office, ASEAN-WEN LEEO. So who will tell us about the Memorandum of Understanding to stop wildlife crime? I'm honored and very keen to meet Mr. Vatanarak Suranartyuth. He is the director, ASEAN Wildlife Enforcement Network Law Enforcement Extension Office. A very long name, but very important. This belongs to the Association of Southeast Asian Nations that you are doing it. Welcome to Thailand Today.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I would like to, should I congratulate we have a new ASEAN AEC permanently we are now, and also you are in the merge of doing something for ASEAN on the wildlife.
Yes, of course. As of we know, on the 31st of December 2015, we become the ASEAN member state, and which is this is the very good start, for all of us in the 10 countries in the ASEAN.
Very interesting. Well, the topic we talk today is how do we preserve the wildlife among the ASEAN countries, right? So tell us about ASEAN has been a long time. We've been doing many years, and now we just really announced actually to the people that we are really doing. But why now? This endanger of the wildlife has been long time, but why we are doing it now?
Okay, for your information, basically the ASEAN Wildlife Enforcement Network we established since 1st December 2005.
Yes.
This one has been endorsed by the leading of the state in all of the 10 ASEAN member states.
Okay.
And for us, because as of we know that the populations of the wildlife has been reduced by the huge reductions, and for us we need to help the wildlife and save them for our future and our children.
Very good. When you touch on this, tell me how endangered are we? That list of the wildlife?
Yes. So basically, let me just give some example.
Okay.
In Thailand, 10 years ago, we have about 1,000 wild tiger in the jungles, but as of today, we have less than 50 in the wild jungles. And if you're talking about in the Lao PDR or the Vietnam's, basically it's very difficult to find the wild tiger in the jungles at this moment.
But for us, we are still, Thailand still having some.
Yeah, we still have very small amount.
So it's not that late to move on in your hands?
Well, from my perspective and for our organizations, so basically we're doing our best, to protect the wild fauna and flora. So if we don't do anything, so basically we couldn't stop it. So we must help each other on this issue.
We go into the details of your work. What is the punishment if people like us do not want wildlife to be kept at home? But there are some who want it. So what are their punishment for that?
Well, for us, basically, in all of the 10 countries in the ASEAN member state,
Yes.
we have the different law and regulations.
Oh.
So basically, in Thailand, the penalty is about maximum is 4 years or 40,000 Thai baht.
Imprisonment 4 years and plus 40,000 Thai baht.
Thai baht. So as of you know, it's not a big amount.
It should be much more.
So basically, right now, I believe that the Thai government try to improving on this issue as well. And then, of course, if we're talking about, in some of the country, like in Myanmar, the maximum penalty is only $50. So it's still something that we need to work on.
Yes. You are doing the law also, right? So what is the ASEAN-WEN LEEO? Exactly.
Okay. So the ASEAN Law Enforcement Extension Office, or we call the LEEO, in our office, basically, we're focusing on the enforcement issue. So basically, when we're receiving the intelligence from the government agency in the ASEAN member state, we will share this information to our trustworthy network and arrest the kingpins and the trafficker.
So that means we have 10 countries. So each one will send a message. It's a network to tell each and every one what's going on here and there? Or what?
Yes, so basically for us, we receive the intelligence from the government agency in all of the 10 countries in ASEAN member state. And passing, we also receiving from the non-governmental organization as well. But for that, we call it is the information. We have to validate those informations and try to turn it to the intelligence. And of course, as of you know, the wildlife is not only about the 10 countries in the ASEAN. It's a global issue. So basically for the ASEAN-WEN, we have the cooperation and coordination, passing the dialogue partner in the globally. Let's say in Africa, we have the Lusaka Agreement Task Force. It's our partnerships. And in South Asia, we have the South Asia Wildlife Enforcement Network. And mostly the destination is going to the China. So right now we have China on board since June 2012. So basically they are our partner and working together.
Sound good because you have such a huge and the number of corporations. So let me come back to this ranger training. Where is a particular place that you do the training? Is it in Thailand or any other part of the country?
So actually what we do with the support by the U.S. government, we're using the Naresuan camps.
Okay.
This camp is hosting by the Royal Thai Police.
Oh.
So basically, we're working with the Royal Thai Police by using the camps and with the financial support from the U.S. government. And we bring the law enforcement, really experienced law enforcement around the globe, including like we're talking about like the FBI, CIA, and also like the Australian military, also our instructor.
Why do we have to get them? I mean, what do they go to train? Can you briefly tell us about the curriculum for that?
Yes, of course. It's a very long story, but I will make it
very short. Story, yeah.
So basically, for the training itself, we want the first quality. So basically, that's why we bring the world-class instructor come here to Thailand and train not only for the Thai government officials, but to the all of the 10 countries in the ASEAN member state as well. And then for this training, we teach them how to patrol in the wild jungles. And after you arrest them, we treat them the programs, how can you use it to report and how to call for help from the relevant government agency.
But frankly, the ranger themselves, used to misbehave. Used to, I said, but I don't know about the future. What would you do about this?
That's why right now for the ASEAN-WEN we launched the programs we call the FISH. The FISH is standing for the Field Information Support Tool.
Okay.
So basically, in many countries now in the ASEAN member state, passing in some countries allow the growth using these programs, and this program is sponsored by the U.S. military. So it's really high technology program. For this program, basically, if the ranger they arresting the poacher, so of course they have to take the picture and report it to their bosses right away. So right now, they have to report all of the stuff that they seizure, and of course for this program we have the bottom for help. When let's say if the Department of Natural Park they find that they have the poacher and they would like to have more extra hand or more help from the another agency, they can push the bottom and ask for the police, army and so forth. So this program is still in the developing process.
Director, when you say the developing process, that means it has not yet been brought into action.
Right now we call it a training process.
Okay.
So we're still on the training. The good thing about this program because it also linked with the GPS capability. And let's say if the ranger they need some help, or they need to identify if this product is the protected species or not, they can go to the library as well that we can have the identify the species.
So the sooner the quicker.
Yes.
Before on gone.
Yes.
Now, what are the members are doing with regard to wildlife protection? Just members of countries, yes.
Well, the member country now we sharing the intelligence that I would say.
Yes.
And then of course those intelligence after we collect the data and then we try to identify the syndicate. So I can tell you right now, in the globally, not only in the ASEAN member state, we can find big 5 syndicates here globally.
Oh, the big 5 will still remain? Some? So
Basically, we are working on it, and of course, this wildlife is really very special, I would say. Sometimes it's not easy, to solve in one day. So we're trying our best to solve this problem.
We really look forward for in your hands because you people are the one who using the law enforcement as well as you have for equipment. You have enough sufficient people to do so. So there's this visit to ASEAN members of the parliamentary and of the US government also. So this is considered to be an extraordinary achievement. So what is the big step to entire wildlife trafficking efforts? Can you elaborate that, please?
Sure, of course. Well, I should say this is the really first time, for the member of the parliament that they take their hands on this case.
For the first time?
For the first time. The reason why is, of course, in the parliament, they really busy, with the economics, with the terrorists or human trafficking. That is their first priority, and then of course they have a lot of work, to do. But for the wildlife crimes, so if we're talking about the October 2015 at the AMTC.
Okay.
So the AMTC is the ASEAN Minister Meeting on Transnational Crimes. Has been endorsed that the wildlife and timber crime is the prioritized that need to taken care of.
Very interesting. So is there any connection between the illegal wildlife trafficking and the international crime syndicates that you mentioned a little bit on that?
Yes, of course. As of that the wildlife crimes now it costs about $10 billion each year, and it's ranking up there, under the human trafficking, and drug. So somehow, let's say I'm talking about the Operation Cobra 3, which is we conduct on May 2015 here in Bangkok, Thailand. For these operations, we have 62 countries participated.
Wow.
And then at these operations, basically we have over 300 seizures and 600 arrests of wildlife counterbands. And some of them we can see that the wildlife they have connect with the drug and arms when we seizure those operations.
Yeah. Is there any way that we know? How do you know the number of wildlife that what we have? Number of this one of which country? How do you have any? I mean, as a layman, that I wanted to ask you this. Is there any apparatus or anything to do so?
Yes, of course. It's very simple. Basically, let's say in Thailand, we have two of the government agency who in charge. One of them is the Department of National Park.
Okay.
So basically, the Department of National Park, they're in charge of the national park area. And then we have the Royal Forest Department. And Royal Forest Department, they're in charge of the forest besides of the national park area. So of course, we sometimes we helping them as well to put the civilian camera, and we counting all those number of the wildlife.
You sometimes have visited there, Director?
Oh, actually, I myself I love to stay in the jungle.
Really.
So most of my time, I say about 50% of my time, I stay in the jungle, and then I've been talking and working with the frontline officer. So I want to understand on what they need.
Yes, they have better equipment, better weapons, better uniform for protection. Is there any sufficiency of that? What kind of cooperation you have to support them?
Well, for us, for the ASEAN Wildlife Enforcement Network, we provide the trainings, and then we also provide the meetings. Let's say if the country they want to do the bilateral, multilateral, or the regional meetings, we can provide and help them to organize those meetings. And for the equipment wise, we also are helping them, to providing the like a GPIS, which is very important for the ranger. When they are in the forest.
Did normally the rangers should be local people today, so that they know the landscape of working? What do you think? Is there all generalized?
So basically, I should say more than half of them is the local people. So that's why they know the area, and some of them came from different district, because we want not only for the local people to work in the area, because the local people they will know all the people who are working over there, and then we want it to be more professionals.
Okay, so you talk about cooperation, I mean, in the country as well as how about in general regional cooperation? How does it benefit Thailand?
Well, basically, I would say that the Thailand, if we're talking about the geography, we are the center in the ASEAN, and we are very rich in the culture and the natural. So basically, Thailand itself is a source, transit, and destination country of the wildlife trade. And as we can see in these couple years, Thailand is a lead shepherd in the ASEAN member state to fighting against the wildlife crimes, which is very beneficial to the Thailand to bring the good image to the global perspective.
Yeah, like Mr. Director, I agree with you that we are good in culturally, traditionally, good people. Again, this is very important that we are in the positioning of protecting things. So what is the implication of the MOU or Memorandum of Understanding on this to stop the wildlife crime?
Well, the MOU basically is really neat. It's because it's the cooperation of the ASEAN-WEN and the AIPA. The AIPA is the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly.
ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly. All right.
So basically, of course, the ASEAN when we're working with the government agency, for the past 10 years. But of course, we would like to bring this important issue to the policy maker. And now the policy maker, they agree to working with us, sharing the intelligence, working the workshops, and discuss about the law and regulations, and how to help the relating government agency, make sure they have enough support.
I really support you mentally. Anyway, so what is the next practical step after this to have this MOU?
Well, so basically, of course, we not only sign the MOU, we want to follow up. And right now, we already have the Kuala Lumpur declarations that all 10 countries of the ASEAN Minister of Environment sign on the wildlife and timber as the transnational crimes. We would like to follow up, and we would like to make sure that all the government agencies, they have enough of the financials, human resources, and the training and equipment.
Do you think, Mr. Director, that the younger generation in Thailand, and I'm sure because people are watching our program in 177 countries, including ASEAN, should start from the young? What kind of teach to get them realized of what's going on and what's going to be next? This happening to.
So what we have, the ASEAN-WEN, we had a program called the public awareness. So the public awareness program, basically we teach the young children, or even the high school or the college kids, about how is the importance of the wildlife. And we also have the campaigns, like the billboard, and sometimes we put the poster on the airport, not only in Thailand though, in many countries around the globe, about the care and the importance, about the wildlife and why it's important.
Yeah, so they should know. I think I'd leave you better talk. It's 1 minute I have for you. Please convince the audience all over the world who are watching our program now to stop it, to do anything to make our world a good living place.
Thank you. So basically, the government officials, or the international organization, we cannot work by ourselves. We need the help from the civilians and all of the organizations. And then for us, if you receive some intelligence or you have some information, you can share it with the ASEAN-WEN or the relevant government agency at your homes. And the wildlife is very important. Wildlife cannot talk by him or herself. So basically, we need to speak for them. And the wildlife is very important for the life cycles. And we hope that everyone not only stop the wildlife today, but stop to all of the year. Thank you.
Yes, so this we do not leave your heart out to the world or to the city so much out of the forest, because that is flood, everything is happening to what we are facing throughout the world is all this. So we have you here. Thank you very much for being here. Thailand Today would like to thank Mr. Vatanarak Suranartyuth. He is Director of ASEAN Wildlife Enforcement Network Law Enforcement Extension Office, or ASEAN-WEN LEEO. Thanks to these parliamentarians, the support of some government agencies and NGOs, ASEAN will be a safer place for wildlife as we enter the new phase of prosperity under the AEC. Thank you for watching Thailand Today. I'm Kusuma, your Thasmut. Hope to see you again next time. สวัสดีค่ะ